I used to have a really insecure relationship with my physical appearance. I would avoid mirrors, avoid photos. If I did post photos of myself on the internet, they would be heavily edited, lots of filters, lots of face tuning. I would hide my body. I would avoid plans that would involve me being in a bikini because I was just trying to hide. And I don't mean this in a vain way, but my whole life I've always had people commenting on my appearance, telling me that I'm pretty, telling me that I'm beautiful, and I would hear what they were saying, and so I knew it must be true, but I didn't feel it and I didn't see it, certainly, when I would look in the mirror. There would be moments when I would, but for the most part, no. And it would be something that I was kind of always constantly thinking about too, like out in public. Like it was something that was always, like I was just always thinking about it, kind of obsessing over my appearance. And if I felt like I looked good that day, then I would show up and be vibrant, whatever. But if I felt like I looked bad, it would affect the way that I was able to interact with anybody. And it wasn't until I started doing the inner work and integrating a different way of being into my life in every way that I started to understand what was going on, which was I felt ugly because I felt ugly. Like my inner world was ugly. There was just a lot of toxicity and bad, heavy, negative feelings, and I just kind of felt like a victim of life. And so it was this really, really ugly energy, and so I felt like I looked ugly. And so when I started making the shift, I stopped focusing on my physical appearance. People typically go about it backwards, where there's that saying, look good, feel good. Well, it's actually feel good, look good. So, if you are going out in sweats and not putting any effort into your appearance, you're probably not feeling good, and so you're not looking good. Versus when you put care into your appearance because you love yourself, like you want to brush your hair and you want to care for yourself, for your appearance. You feel good, and so it translates as you looking good. So I stopped focusing on my physical appearance and I started focusing on curating a beautiful inner world. Like I want to feel beautiful, like I want to feel vibrant. I want to create this inner landscape that I love to be in. I want to feel passionate. Have you ever met somebody and maybe from the get-go you don't necessarily think they're attractive, but then after talking to them for 5 minutes, they're like the most attractive person in the world because it's their way of being and the energy that they bring into everything, and it's magnetic, and then you can't unsee it. Like suddenly they're so attractive. And then have you ever met somebody who from the get-go does seem physically attractive, and after 5 minutes of talking to them you're like, they're ugly because they do not have a good personality, they're not in a high vibration, they're vain, whatever it may be, and then same thing, you can't unsee it, they're forever unattractive to you. So everything really and truly is just energy. It's this way of being that you're in. And even now when I look back at photos of myself from that time, you can see the energy, like you can almost see the ugliness. Like even if I'm physically attractive, whatever, I just don't look the same as I look now. But now I just feel like I look more beautiful because my inner world is beautiful, and so my outer world has shape-shifted to match that. And it's so funny to me, all of the things that I would do. I would put makeup on to cover my face, to hide myself, and I was uncomfortable going out of the house without makeup on. And now I don't even really like makeup that much. I don't like liquid makeup at all. I don't like the way it feels. I think it's too heavy, too cakey, which if you like it, that's fine, but just me personally, I don't like the way that it feels. Now, I love mascara, but I put it on because I love it. It brings out my eyes. It's not to hide, it's to enhance. It's this different energy. And I just put a little bit of this kind of bronzing powder on my face, again, just because I kind of like that contoured way that it looks. I'm not hiding myself anymore, and I'm definitely not insecure about going out of the house without makeup on because my world isn't revolving around my looks. Like, I was waiting for me to go through this transition and be beautiful, and then I would feel beautiful on the inside, when really you have to reverse engineer it. I had to focus on creating this beautiful inner world, and then that translated with my physical appearance. Now, I'm not saying I'm a supermodel, but I have an appreciation now for my looks, and I can see my beauty, but not in a vain way, just in like a reflection of my inner beauty and my inner purity. And I think that that translates in my entire way of being, how I carry myself. Beautiful is a way of being. I want to have a beautiful soul, and the rest of it doesn't matter at all. And it's okay to want to look good. Nothing wrong with that. We're having a human experience. We're supposed to be able to enjoy our senses, but it has to come from a place of feeling good. And so then you want your outer appearance to match, to feel good too. It's coming from a healthy place, a high energy place, versus coming from like my appearance is the only thing that matters, and if I don't look beautiful, people aren't gonna like me, and I don't have any value if I'm ugly. Instead, knowing that the value is feeling good and feeling beautiful, and having that cross over into your physical appearance, and taking care and loving yourself with it. So focus on your inner world. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful inner world, and I promise you that will carry over into every other aspect of your life. So that's how to be